Hello, and welcome to the Loveology podcast, where we talk about love and life with laughter. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jason.
He's the carefree one.
She's the serious one.
And we're married.
We have been since 2012, and we like to think of ourselves as a couple of loveologists.
Not because we are the experts, but because we just love love.
We enjoy studying and talking about it, so we thought, let's just start a podcast.
A place where we can share what we have learned about love, relationships, and marriage.
You can share what you've learned, and we can all grow together.
So here we are. Are you ready?
Let's get started. We are back. This is another episode of Loveology Podcast. We representing Los Angeles, California. This your host, Jason, and I should say host, but co-host, and my other co-host, my wife,
Yes.
the wonderful,
Hi, everyone.
the beautiful, the exciting, the glamorous, the awesome woman of God.
Laying it on thick today.
Yeah, man. You know, trying to get a little fun. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, gotta lay it on thick sometimes.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
What's up, baby girl? How you feeling with you know, all this going on, the craziness, you know, coronavirus, you know?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I feel good.
You feel good? That's good.
I, am just a rose-colored glasses sort of person.
Mm-hmm.
Probably pretty irritatingly so.
Mm.
That I just see the flowers and,
Right.
some people choose to see the good in this world. So Jason and I have been watching Westworld
Right.
since we've been
It's on HBO.
Yes. So
We're
it's
kind of locked in.
Mm-hmm. To kind of pass some time for us. But yes, how are you feeling, Jason, about everything?
I am on alert.
Jason is on high alert.
I'm ex-military veteran, and I've been deployed 3 times. So, I know when the time to get on alert, and I'm on alert right now.
Well, we appreciate it because I guess I feel safer and more calm because you're on alert.
Yeah, making sure everything is good. We got the ring, and every time I hear a little ding, I'm checking my phone, making sure, it's just a cat. Oh, it's just a cat. But, just trying to make sure my family's safe. I think that's one of my purposes in life, to protect my family.
Yeah, well, I'll be right behind you with the second gun. Okay? I got you back.
You got my back. Well, I appreciate it, love.
So yes, speaking of, we decided to go ahead and dedicate an episode to this because we know that a lot of people may be experiencing a lot of stress, a lot of stress, and stress oftentimes affects our relationships. So
Correct.
we are definitely dealing with something that we have never dealt with before.
For sure.
So we definitely wanted to take some time and, talk through some things and see if we could help, if we could.
And this, we talking about the coronavirus.
Yes.
And,
and just
the
all
changes
the
that comes along with what's been happening.
Yeah. Let me just list a few. Okay. School closures, hey, if you're a parent, that is a major impact on your life.
For sure.
Right. Layoffs.
Yes.
Possibly happening for some people. And just like the fear and anxiety and just the stress of, are you going to get coronavirus?
Right.
Is there going to be tissue paper in the store?
Right.
Is there going to be food in the store?
Right.
And so, from all the reports that I've read and heard, our food supply is still doing great. Everybody should definitely just
shout out to the farmers out there that's keeping the food supply going.
Hug a farmer. Well, actually, don't hug a farmer.
Yeah.
Blow them a kiss or something. I don't know.
To the deuces. Give them a head nod. Yeah. Give a head nod to the farmers. Give a head nod. Obviously, it's a lot of people that's still working that we really appreciate. Law enforcement, cashiers.
Anybody that works in a grocery store.
Store, stocking. The mail, postal workers, shout out to the postal workers out there, putting their life on the line to make sure you're getting your packages and your mail communication, make sure that keep going. If I were you, if the virus can spread through money, it can spread through the mail as well. So, make sure when you're getting your mail, put some rubber gloves on and spray it down with Lysol.
Absolutely.
That's just me.
Better safe than sorry.
Right.
So yeah, and I wanted to mention also that we did dedicate a whole episode to specifically to stress,
Mm-hmm.
and it was called "Stress: The Silent Relationship Killer." It was
Mm.
episode 26.
Mm.
So if you want to learn some more about things to help with stress, definitely check that episode out.
Right.
But we're just gonna kind of talk about, like I said, some of the things that are really affecting people right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're in LA. So we are under a safer at home order,
Yes.
which means that we are not allowed to do anything.
Right.
Everything is shut down. We are allowed to go to the grocery store, pick up medications. We can take a walk outside, but if you need to go outside, then just try to stay 6 feet away from people is
Right.
the thing that they suggest. And if you have medical appointments, you can still do that. But everything at restaurants, you can do takeout food, but you can't sit down.
Right.
We can't go to movie theaters. Nothing.
Right.
Everything is shut down. So we're at home 24 hours a day most of the time, and we are going to be under this order until April 19th. So
The good thing about silver lining. We like to look for silver linings all the time. For us, for our household, we wasn't doing much of nothing anyways.
when you have
the last time we went to the movies.
Yes. When you have two little ones, one 5 and the other 16 months,
Right.
it's kind of hard to get out.
Right.
So,
We tried to go out to eat for Valentine's. Shoot, that
we
got
went out
foiled.
for, what are you talking about? We did go out.
Well, we didn't get to eat at the restaurant.
Well, that had nothing to do with, that was the restaurant's fault.
Right, but I'm just saying, we rarely do stuff anyways. So we was already prepared for this.
For this isolation.
Right, and I'm the people person. I don't know if we're going to get into that a little bit later.
Yes, we will get
Well,
into
I'll just say we'll talk about it then.
Okay. I mean, you can go ahead. It's fine.
I was just saying, I'm a people person, so I like to be out and about with people, talking to people. Sometimes you got to get out the house and walk a dog, even though you don't have a dog. Sometimes you got to that's just me. I'm that type of person. So
Right.
What me and my family did on accident, really, my brother was reading our group text message on Facebook, and he accidentally video called everybody in that group message.
It was too cute.
And yeah, it was pretty amazing. So seeing everybody, everybody's at the house, chilling, eating, doing whatever, watching TV, watching movies. And so it's like 7 or 8 people on one screen. So I suggest, man, take advantage of that. If you have a family group text message going, or with Facebook or whatever, go ahead and hit that video message button, and most likely they're gonna pick it up. Everybody gonna pick up because everybody's chilling.
Everybody's not doing anything.
Right.
Well, I mean, it depends on the states.
Right.
But
Well, it depends on also what they do, because like I said, people who work for the prisons, they still going to work as well. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so we would definitely talk about that a little bit later more, but basically, technology is just such a gift to us. We can do video conferencing, so let's do it.
For sure.
Let's all get in here together. So I scoured the internet. You know how I do my research.
Well, she's so amazing at it.
The study of love. We're studying, so I scoured the internet to try to find some of the most helpful tips for all of us as we go through this difficult time. But before I jump into the specifics, I just kind of wanted to just say one of the main things that I was feeling was that we just need to have patience. I have a lot of patience, so I guess that's the reason why I always kind of go back to that.
Right.
We just have to have patience for ourselves, because we are dealing with something that we haven't dealt with. And you have to have patience for your partner, for your children, because this is a stressful time for everybody.
Right.
So you just need to kind of anticipate that, there's going to be some hiccups, and we just need to deal with it with grace and mercy.
Right.
And don't beat yourself up about certain things, and that this is going to take some time, So patience.
Especially for our people that's married out there. Because let's say you get in a fight, and typically you're the type of person that leave the house and go somewhere. Where are you going to go? Shoot, you trying to go over somebody else's house. I'm like, man, we don't know if you got that virus. You can stay away from here,
Right.
So you got to, like you said, be patient and, try to work things through. We're doing a lot of things. I feel like we're doing a lot of things that's going to help the family once we get through this. I saw people cook. Wow, I never cooked this many times in a row before, but that's good.
Yeah.
That's healthy, right?
And very economical.
Right. You're saving money.
Yeah.
Companies are understanding that, hey, we don't have to be at work. You can actually work from home, and they can save the company money, save you money. You have to pay for cleaning bills, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I think that we're gonna definitely it's gonna be some benefit once we get through this situation.
Absolutely. We'll definitely talk about that some more too. But sometimes the hardest time in life is the moments that you grow.
Mm-hmm.
So just understanding that this is going to be hard, but we can do hard things.
Right.
That's what they say to tell kids. That's the verb. Like, you can do hard things.
Yeah, we do it all the time.
Yeah.
So grow from it, learn from it. Don't take it as a L, as a loss. Take it as a L, as a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on.
Okay, so you just said something about working from home. Hey, this could be a challenge for a lot of people.
Yeah.
When both partners are working from home.
Right.
Because, typically we go our separate ways, and we have that space. Like, it's great. So it's given us this situation. The coronavirus is giving us an opportunity to be together and spend more time together. But then space is also very important too.
Correct.
So you don't want to be like, feeling like you have to spend all your time with this person just because you're working from home. We need to be in the front room together, typing on our computers.
Right.
It's like Jason may be doing some irritating things or something, or I may be doing some irritating things. So it's okay to still need your space.
Right.
So one of the tips that I found was,
because if I'm sitting there eating a sandwich, I might be smacking.
Yes.
That may irritate my wife. She don't hear all that.
Right. So one of the tips was make optimal use of your space. So, for me and Jason, it was different because we have about a year ago after my son was born, we transitioned into...
It's my son too.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. After our son is born, we transitioned into the fact that I am a stay-at-home mom and Jason is working outside of the home. And so, fortunately for us, it didn't really affect us too much, right? Because this is already our situation. So Jason decided to work in the garage, right?
Right.
And, me and Jason, we like to communicate a lot. This is another tip, is to actually communicate how you would like the day to go.
Yes.
So Jason was quickly like, okay, I don't want any interruptions, basically. Like, we're totally treating this like you are away at work.
I teleported.
Yeah.
As soon as I walk into that garage, I've teleported.
Yes. So now normally during his work day, I would typically text him if I needed something. So I'm still trying to abide by that rule, even though I know that I can just open the door and he's there. But he could be on a conference call or something
For
like
sure.
that.
And
Probably
my baby hollering in the background. I don't need to hear all that. My client don't need to hear all that.
Right. So for us, it was definitely very important for us to try to find a way to some sort of barriers for space because we have a little one who is crying and they're making a lot of noise. We have little children.
As soon as he see me, he want to go with me. You know what I'm saying? So I try to
he want to play and
limit my movement from inside and outside the house. I try to limit it because I can go in there for a quick 5 minutes, but he's going to be right there whining and crying, and now I actually got to deal with it.
Exactly. Now he's going to leave, and he's crying at the door. I want daddy, And I'm like, oh, my God, So, yes, if you have a one-bedroom apartment, somebody work in the kitchen, dining room or something, and another person work in the bedroom. Like,
right.
It's just better, but it's just very important just to communicate how you feel about this, right?
Right.
And if something isn't working, hey, this ain't working. We need a little space. And maybe you want to work in the room and then you guys decide, okay, we'll come together for lunch. We'll have lunch together.
Right.
That'll be fun. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's kind of what we do basically.
Right.
You come in for lunch. So, but key thing here, communication. It always goes back to communicating. Oh, if you know any other couples that have more experience with working together or working, both of them work from home, maybe reach out to them and ask them for some advice.
Right.
But I think it's pretty simple. Like, you just create that space.
Right.
It just depends on what you want. But for us, for sure, I need Jason don't need to come in here, interrupting what I got going on with the kids, and I don't need to interrupt what he has going on. It's
Right.
like we just coming together like we would normally if he was away from the house. Just
Right.
pretending that you're away
Right. Exactly.
and operating the same way. Okay, so the other big thing, kids are at home from school closures. I mean, this is, like I said,
I think that's a big impact. Probably one of the biggest.
Yes.
We will weigh school closures and being laid off. Which one would you weigh the heaviest?
I don't know. Both of them are really heavy.
Tit for
Both
tat.
of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Both of them really heavy.
Because technically, by a kid being, especially if they're younger, first grade, kindergarten, third grade, that's going to take their parent away from their job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody got to watch the kids.
Yeah.
So it's like effectively causing someone to be unemployed while they have to teach this kid what to do every day. So I think it may have a bigger effect on the family.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I think it's a heavy one. So, I just think it's important to, again, give yourself grace. I don't know for sure like what's going on, but I would just, prompt everyone to do their research. Hopefully you probably already have done it. But, I know some schools that closed were trying to come up with some plan for childcare, right? So hopefully, if your school is one of those schools, they've already reached out to you and gave you all this information. Again, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so the school closures did not affect us as much.
Right.
And we have younger kids, so I'm not sure how, there are the schools doing e-learning. Is there a curriculum that you have to stay abreast to? But the good thing is it seems like if your kids are older and they have to do that sort of thing, you can kind of work a little bit better with them. It's like just kind of sit beside them and do what you need to do while they're doing what they need to do. But for younger kids, it's crazy,
Right.
like trying to work and having a little 4-year-old crawling all over you and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just something that you have to, try to figure out with your partner or, try to get that child care. But for the most part, I know a lot of parents are trying to homeschool the kids. And I just think, hey, it's just one of them times that it's like, the bar is going to have to be a little low. You know what I mean?
It don't necessarily have to be low.
Well, it don't have to be low, but it's like this is definitely not the time to put a lot of pressure on yourself about, trying to totally like recreate a school day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Just YouTube some stuff. YouTube a lesson plan or something for a particular age group. I'm pretty sure they got something on YouTube.
There's so much stuff floating around the internet. Your school may have some resources. They're putting together packets and things like that for the kids. And then I know PBS in California, they have some instructional stuff for age groups and stuff. So, hey, maybe they're going to have a little bit more screen time than normal, right?
Yeah.
Than typical. But maybe you put it on PBS, right?
Right.
In these instructional videos that they have going on. So, I'm just saying, like, this is just not the time to be just like, oh, my God, they have to be in school from, we need to be doing homeschooling from 8 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
Some stuff. This is an emergency, right?
Right, exactly.
This is an emergency, and we may need to operate a little bit differently. And like I said, give ourselves a little bit of grace as far as they may need to watch a little 2 hours of TV today.
Right.
Because I need to get some work done.
Right. And then also, understand that your children can be stressed as well.
Exactly.
So, it's something different. My daughter, she was kind of like, I want, when we going, I'm going back to school. I want to go to school, And so she, we got to talk with her and, try not to make it all doom and gloom, kind of ask them, what do they know about what's going on?
Right.
And, if it's something that, if they saying something about it and it's wrong, correct them. But I wouldn't go in great detail about what's really going on, especially if they're younger.
On the age.
Yeah, especially if they're younger.
Yeah. It definitely depends on the age. And so that's a good point. It's just definitely important just to talk to your children. They are stressed, and they actually, and very important to know that they're getting their cues from you. So if you are dealing with a lot of stress and anxiety, they're probably going to see it, and they're going to start,
For sure.
acting very stressed and very flustered and things like that.
Right.
So definitely talking. There's a lot of guidelines out there. I think the CDC actually put out a guideline on how to talk to your children to kind of help you, with the words. You may not know. Me and Jason, we need to look at that actually.
Right.
On how to talk to kids. So, they stress, but it's also could be just like a big adjustment, just learning how to feed your child 3 times a day, right?
Yeah,
Because hey, that was a big adjustment for me when I became a stay-at-home mom. I was like, dang, I gotta put all 3 meals together for 2 kids, like every day. And you just don't think about that sort of thing, if you're not already doing that and the school provides it. So, even something like that is just such a big adjustment.
Right.
And then for people who are dealing with financial issues, just look online and research. There are some resources out there. There's some, nonprofit organizations, definitely in LA, that are feeding kids.
Right.
I'm guessing you just have to like kind of prove their age. Well, I guess they can see that they're a kid. So, there's resources out there for you, to help with this time. So, every family is different. You just need to definitely figure out what works for you. But, I guess it just depends on how long this situation is going to go on. Nobody knows. So I don't, the homeschooling piece and trying to make sure that learning continues. Like I said, personally, I'm just kind of like, we're going to do the best that we can.
Right.
But there's also a whole lot of other things that you can teach your kids, such as life skills, cooking and washing clothes, and folding towels or folding clothes and all these things. So, hey, everything is not about, what's learned in the books.
Right.
So now we have an opportunity to be teaching them that.
Teaching more life stuff, life skills.
Yeah, more life skills.
Right.
And doing fun things like reading, and because it's hard. Like if I'm not a trained teacher, I can't just snap my fingers and just, I know how to teach my child,
right.
Everything that they're learning in school. I know the way that they learn. I know all of this. Sometimes that's just not the case. You know what I mean? So I would say most times that's not the case. That teacher went to school and was trained to do that. Right. So, I mean, I could do it, but it's going to take me time to learn.
Right.
Just the same way it took them time to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just again, have some mercy and grace, and let's just, learn some life skills.
Right.
And do some fun stuff. And
so these kids lacking that anyway.
Right. So back to what Jason was talking about as far as him being an extrovert, we're also participating in social distancing, which is basically not going anywhere, right? And I was going to say that I think this is much easier for people like me who are introverts. I'm dealing with this a whole lot better than Jason would be. I mean, you're dealing with it because you're talking to a lot of people, right? But you have to do that in order to like feel okay,
right?
And he's gone to the grocery store a couple of times. Normally, Jason hates to go to the grocery store.
Like what? We ran out of bread? No, we didn't run out. Well, I'm gonna go get some more.
I said, he got to go someplace. He's only allowed to go to the grocery store. Thank you, coronavirus. Like, I can get Jason to the grocery store. This is so great. Yeah.
I'm ready to go today.
You ready to go today?
Oh,
You've
yeah.
been in the house too much.
Yeah, I need to get something.
Yeah. So, and then also, like you were saying earlier about, this accidental call that happened with your family.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun because
it was definitely
all
a lot
these
of fun
people
seeing
were,
each other. Yeah.
Yeah. And, we just have a better opportunity to do these sort of things. And last night there was a DJ that was doing a party on Instagram.
Yeah.
I tuned in for a little bit, but I think it was like 100,000 people on his page, on his live, and he's just playing, beats.
Yeah, my homie PZ Beat, check her out on Instagram, PZB.
Mm-hmm.
She did it as well the day before.
Mm-hmm.
She had a lot of people on. But back to that's PZ Baby. Back to what you were saying about the other guy. Did you see where Oprah went into the?
Oprah went there.
Yeah.
I kissed Oprah in the live.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been so special.
But it was funny because people like, we don't want you with security.
Oh.
Get up out of here.
They need to stop doing my auntie like that.
Say, get up out of here. Where's security?
So people are doing fun things like this. Like, that's just so awesome. You know, again, like sometimes some of the hardest times just bring some of the best things out of people. And that's just like a great idea. It's fun, you know. And he was playing some good beats, you know. I think another DJ was doing that too here. So, you know, it's just great.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, Zoom.
We turned into The Sims, huh?
The Sims?
I think that, like, remember it was a video game they used to play on the
No, I'm
computer?
not a gamer, honey.
Okay.
I think I heard of it. Where
Yeah.
you build like a whole village or something.
A house.
A
It's
house?
more modern times, and you know, you have a family. You have a, you know, it's a virtual world basically. People are going to get pushed into this virtual. I can see virtual games and stuff are becoming will become more popular as people want to get out.
Yeah.
Depending on how long this lasts. I don't know. I think even after the fact, people are going to be kind of hesitant on shaking hands and stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's just my thoughts.
You know, I think we'll get back to the normal
Maybe.
when it comes to that sort of thing. But yeah, you know, just get creative, you know, find ways to have fun at home. You don't want to go crazy, you know, stir crazy. Like I said before, Jason and I have been watching Westworld. We had heard that it was a good show, but didn't have time. I still really don't have time,
Right.
but didn't have time to really watch it. So now we're, you know, indulging in that. Jason's reading the book.
Oh, yeah.
I've been playing video games with our daughter. Jason, you have too. You know, we play music, we dance, you know, we ride bikes, go for walks, you
All
know,
that.
just taking joy in the simple things in life.
For sure.
And cooking together is a good idea. Y'all haven't helped me cook yet, but me and my daughter, me and
When you
our
say
daughter,
y'all.
you haven't, like, we haven't cooked together as a family, but
I
this was
know.
one of the things that I saw could be like a good date night. Like if you and I cook together.
Right.
But we got kids, so, you know,
Right.
we be trying to get the food on the table and get them to bed. But we have, you know, just been up drinking some wine or something and
Right.
just having a good time, you
Right.
know. So let's talk about some financial issues. Like I said, people may be going through layoffs. I think most of you are probably aware, but I just want to put it out here for some of the listeners who aren't aware. You know, I researched a few things, but basically because we are all in the same boat right now, you know, the government is definitely trying to give us some relief, right? What
By
is
doing
it?
what?
Like the
Oh, you talking about this-
$1,200 that everyone is supposed to be receiving. No, the people who earned $75,000 or less in
Right.
2018. Do you have any feelings? I think I heard you talking to
I
one of
do.
your friends about that.
I do
Yeah.
have feelings about that. You know, first of all, we should already be getting some universal basic income.
Yes, Andrew Yang.
Shout out to the Young Gang. He was running for president. That was his platform.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think every American citizen should get some money. And why? It's not because we're looking for a handout or anything like that. I just think that, you know, we progress so much that you know, we have a lot of robots that took a lot of jobs and help out a lot of industries where they can work around the clock. You know, we have driverless trucks now and all this good stuff, moving stuff around. Well, why hurt one part of society and help the other when you can just help everybody? You know, I feel like everybody should benefit from these robots helping us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and also with this particular stimulus package they're trying to push out, I have an issue with it because they only limit it to a certain amount of people. Now, I get it. People who make over 100,000, they're saying that, oh, you know, y'all got money. You know what I'm saying? You don't need it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's fair because you don't know how it impacted them. You don't know if they still living check to check. I know you said, well, it could be their fault. They're living check to check, but you know, you just don't know everybody's circumstances and situations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I do know somebody personally just started
A
practice, basically
Mm-hmm.
a practice, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he just started it, you know, and he jumped out there in faith and started a practice, and now this happened. That's gonna affect him.
Mm-hmm.
So you telling me just because their family make over this certain amount last year or whatever, like he doesn't deserve that $1,000, no,
Mm-hmm.
that's not fair. They should really drill down and see who is it really affecting, and make sure they get the money that they need to make it through this crisis.
Right. Now, there are some resources out there for small business owners as
Mm-hmm.
well. So, like I said, maybe your friend can take advantage of something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you for sure. But definitely, people need to be researching and finding out what are some resources that are out there, because there are some loans, interest-free loans or something out there for small businesses.
Mm-hmm.
There are expanding the unemployment benefits. Hopefully you should be able to just go online and get them rather quickly.
Mm-hmm.
People are credit card payments. You just need to reach out to your company, because some of these credit card companies are letting customers skip their monthly payment,
Yeah.
or without interest setting in. Right. So no
Mm-hmm.
interest for those couple of months, because like I said, I think, it is good to see that like people are just like stepping up, right? And like feel like they're doing the right thing. Like, okay, this is an emergency. People aren't being able to work and stuff. Let's just hold off on the interest for 2 months. Like that's good. But you might have to reach out to them, because maybe they won't publicize it that they're doing this. But definitely just reach out to credit cards, like student loans. Find out what you can do to help yourself financially. There are financial resources out here.
Right, for sure.
So then I also wanted to talk about prioritizing self-care. I think this is just really important all the time, but definitely important now for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because, this is a stressful time, so we need to do what we need to do to reduce our stress. So that because also stress can weaken your immune system, right?
Yes, for sure.
So we also need to, just keep that down just for our health. But some of the things you can be doing, you said something about cooking every night, right? We're being forced to cook every night, unless you going and doing takeout, that's still an option. But, eating healthy can do wonders. Food is our medicine.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, we just kind of need to, act like it is and just feed ourselves healthy medicines.
Right. And then, I don't know if you've been seeing some of the memes and stuff where you go into the grocery store, all the potato chips and all the bad food is gone.
Really?
But the good foods, the greens and the good vegetables and the healthy foods are still there. And it's like,
since the virus hit?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So people are taking out the junk, but not taking the food that's actually going to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And just to add to that, if you are afraid that you may be coming down with something, you can do some aromatherapy by simply getting a boiling, get you some water in a pot, cut up some onion, cut up some orange and lemon and a little salt, and breathe that warm air in. It'll help cleanse that your nasal passages. So just a little tip out there. Some people are seeing that videos are going viral in people's inboxes and stuff. So yeah, take heed of that. It'll definitely help out.
Okay. Yeah. And I mean, I hadn't seen that, that people were getting all junk food. I mean, it could have been a fear that we weren't going to have food in the store. So clearly junk food lasts longer than produce. But you can get frozen fruit, if you were afraid of that. But it seems like I have to go back to
No, that's just what they was eating, baby. That's just proof of what people are eating.
Look at my rose-colored glasses. I'm like, maybe that's all it was.
Yeah, no. They've been eating junk food for a while. It's like, yeah.
I mean, this is like,
they don't know how to cook the stuff, right? Some people just don't know how to cook it.
Yeah.
Right.
So this could be like a big thing. Like, okay, maybe I should learn how to cook. Like,
yes.
because you don't know.
What you gonna do? You gonna go to McDonald's all the time?
Yeah.
And trust McDonald's is being clean and safe?
Right. So this could just be like a wake up call for a lot of people.
For sure.
Like, okay, maybe I should learn how to cook some healthier stuff.
You gotta learn how to do something.
Because you just never know when something like this is going to happen,
Never know.
You never know. So, yeah, I kind of felt pretty prepared,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you for keeping this ship running. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm protecting the ship, but you're running the ship. You
Thank
know
you,
what I'm
thank
saying?
you.
So thank you for, all your, hard work, preparing yourself for this, which you didn't know this was going to happen, but you teaching Jordan stuff. She made an awesome looking sock puppet that looked like it was supposed to be on Sesame Street.
Yeah, your mom told me, oh, they look store-bought. I said, no, it's just a sock.
Yeah.
With some.
Yeah, my wife is teaching my kids, like she just roll right into it, no problem. Reading books, they doing all types of stuff, and we getting good meals, healthy meals, So man, we're blessed to have
we
you
are
a part of this family, and all I got, I got the easy part, just protecting it.
Oh, well, you help, with the finances, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And you help in so many other ways too, for sure. Like,
And it doesn't hurt to have somebody, sexy walking around. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's just the best part of my day. For sure.
Yeah.
But no, your mom, she compliments me a lot. And I'm like, no, thank you. But your son definitely is doing a lot, right?
Yeah.
And we do this together. So, I appreciate it for sure.
Cool. Appreciate you, love.
So, but yeah, so, I like junk food, but I've always tried to be a healthy eater, and I can definitely do better and still on the road to being better. I want to be mostly plant-based diet. Still want to eat meat, but just a little bit, not a lot. So,
my favorite junk food right now?
What is that?
That's not really junk food.
Peanut butter and
peanut
jelly.
butter and jelly, man. Oh, peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, speaking of peanut butter and jelly, when y'all get a chance, go check out my good friend Todd on YouTube. His name is T Wit on there. He actually has a video called Peanut Butter and Jelly Official Video. Go check it out, man. It got over just a little bit under 11,000 views right now, but it's pretty funny talking about some peanut butter and jelly.
Very funny, definitely. But yes, Jason is just like smashing these peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Like,
I know. I think it's like got protein in it, with the peanut butter. Then it tackles my sweet tooth, and then the jelly with no high fructose corn syrup, of course, right? And
yes, Jason has come such a long way.
I have. Thank you, my wife. Thank you. You saved me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you saved me. So yeah, the bread, it just, I don't know, it feels great. Have you ever had it toasted before?
No, toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Yeah. No, I have not. I actually don't really care for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. But I'm happy that you enjoyed them so much, because if he eats dinner and he's still hungry, he's just go get a peanut butter and jelly. I said, I got me a good old simple man. I love it. Just go get him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
That's awesome.
Yes. So back to prioritizing self-care. Like I said, we can't go anywhere, but we can go outside. So we have some little semblance of a backyard.
Right. You can't just put it this way. You can't get a full on sprint from end to end.
But me and the kids, we go out there, have some fun out there. The kids, I try to take them outside every single day, at least for 30 minutes, and let's just go kick a ball around. Let's race each other.
Right.
Let's get some exercise, to get the sun. And finally, it stopped raining. Jeez, it was raining for like a week, like 2 weeks. But yeah, we go outside, try to go outside every day. I think, Jason, you just mentioned that maybe we should start doing mental check-ins with one another.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just you don't know what it's like to be your partner.
Right.
I don't know what it's like to be you. Right. So, sometimes you just gotta say, hey, what's going on in there? How you doing?
Right.
What's going on in that brain? Is everything okay? You need to talk about something,
I always need to talk about something.
Jason, I never have to ask him, does he need to talk about something, because he's not going to keep it to himself.
I'm a talkaholic.
Yes, at all. He's not going to keep it to himself at all. He's going to let me know. But I guess he has to do more mental checks on me to make sure I'm okay.
Right.
Right. So, what else can we do? You make sure you're getting your rest, make sure you get your rest, go to sleep, Well, like I said, grace and mercy. Let's just, let's try our best to reduce the stress.
For sure. Try our best to reduce the stress.
Another thing, I don't think it's important to stay informed on what's going on, but
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think it's wise to just have the news on 24/7 and
For
just
sure.
intaking, corona, corona, corona.
For real. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, because if you do it, you get drunk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Corona beer.
Oh, I didn't catch that, y'all. I don't know if y'all caught it or not, but
Yeah, so it's never good to just take in too much of Corona.
anything.
Right.
It's not good to take in too much of anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, be informed. There's nothing wrong with taking, maybe dedicating 10 minutes maybe just to be abreast of what's going on today, because things are changing so rapidly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just take 10 minutes and boom, cut it off. Now let's move on. Let's do something else. Get some more positive stuff in your brains.
Absolutely. And I think self-care is extremely important for singles as well, because they may actually be in their apartment or house alone, right? So let's make sure that you aren't emotionally isolating yourself. Again, we have this wonderful gift of video conferencing.
Right.
So if you're friends to someone who is single, check in on them.
Yes.
Call them, video conference them, make sure that they're doing okay.
Right.
Nobody wants to be alone. We're not.
And then challenge them to a dance party.
Something.
Yeah. Do the Cabbage Patch on their head.
Just make sure that you're definitely taking care of yourself and not emotionally isolating yourself.
Right.
We have resources, to make sure that you're not doing that.
For sure.
One of the things that I kind of came across that I thought was interesting while I was doing the research was people reaching out to their exes.
For what?
During this time. I think
they miss them or something?
No, I think the younger generation may be taking this a lot harder than us, Jason, because we've actually lived through a couple of things.
Yeah.
Like
this is something unprecedented, right? In our lifetime.
Well, I think the actions that they are taking is unprecedented, but I don't remember how many people were infected with the swine flu and how many people died from the swine flu, but that was identified as a pandemic.
Yeah, but I feel like this is other than this, what would you say? I would say 9/11 was the biggest
9/11
thing, right?
Yes.
Right. So that's only a nation thing, but this is a worldwide.
That's why I go to the swine flu.
But the swine flu, we kind of, the America kind of
H1N1.
We handled that one, pretty well, right? And you personally wasn't really affected by it,
Mm-hmm.
But now we're starting to get into personal, right? We more people are. That's the thing. A lot of people don't really feel it until it happens to their circle.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So now this is starting to happen to our circle. Right. We actually know somebody that tested positive for this coronavirus. So it's starting to get a little bit closer. Yes. Right. 9/11, you probably didn't have anybody that was in those buildings or had to respond to that situation. So it wasn't as close. But now this is close.
I understand what you're saying. I do. But I think 9/11 was definitely still a traumatic event for all Americans.
Yes, it was. And it's national security, all that was in play. But the same thing is in play now. It's national security. It's conspiracy theories out there floating around. Don't nobody know what's going on, right? They don't know what the future may hold, right? So, I think this is on a larger scale because it's involving the entire globe, and it's going to cause us to get into martial law, possibly, right? So how many times have that happened in your lifetime?
Well, it hasn't happened yet. Okay.
No, it hasn't. But
so we don't know if it's going to go there.
If people don't really pay attention to what the government is saying, like I understand that the government can misuse us sometimes from here and there, right? But this is a serious thing, and we have to kind of stay apart from each other. And if we don't, they're gonna have to force us to do it, and that's gonna be something huge.
Yes, but I'm just talking about, so I don't want to speculate as to what's going to happen. I'm just talking about what's happening currently, because you was like, well, why are people texting their exes? So we're just talking about the climate of what's happening right now, right?
Thank you for keeping me on track.
So one of the other things that we lived through was 2008, which is recession. Like the biggest one since the Great Depression, which it wasn't as bad,
right?
Not nearly as bad
Right.
as the Great Depression, but people make that comparison because it just hadn't gotten bad at all.
That's another thing. We are about to go through a recession.
Exactly.
Too.
So people understand that. Like the layoffs are happening, but we lived through that. And I was actually graduating from college in 2008. So how scary was that? It's like if I'm trying to find a job and everybody getting laid off.
Right.
And like thousands of people getting laid off in one day across the United States. So, I don't know, like some people actually had this fear of like, oh my God, I feel like it's the end of the world and everything is just falling apart. And so we've actually kind of experienced this before, right? So I think our generation, we do, it's not like, oh, this is not bad. We understand it's bad. But since we've lived through something kind of similar or things that have been kind of traumatic.
Y2K.
Yeah, I mean, that was just nothing bad actually happened.
Pure speculation.
Yeah, it's just a lot of anxiety and fear around this and nothing bad actually happened. But we lived through that, right? This whole whirlwind of people being fearful and, I don't know. So not to say that there's not a reason to be afraid, but to know that things are going to be okay or to at least feel like to be hopeful.
Hope.
Yes. To
That's
be
the key word. Hope.
That things are okay. I think we are probably a little bit more hopeful. It's like, okay, we've been through something like this before. We can do it again. If you've done it once, you can do it again. Right. So yes, going back to the people texting their exes, because I think it's probably younger, people in their 20s or whatever. Just having time maybe to think about it, right? Like to think about their life and, what their future holds and all of this other stuff and everything. When you become, I saw a quote online that said, when things are very uncertain, the important things become certain. Right.
I like that one.
So yeah, when it's just like, oh man, your brain really targets in on what you feel like is most important. Those are the things that come to you.
Right.
So yeah, it's seem like a lot of people reaching out to exes and so get prepared for that, I guess.
Right.
I just thought that was interesting. So just kind of some last thoughts on this, like I said, I think people our age may be handling it a little bit better. I do understand that the Obama administration came into power, and then when we went through the recession. So, I'm prayerful that this current administration makes some really good choices, because I feel like the Obama administration did make really good choices to help us come out of the recession. But there was also definitely some things that they could have done better for sure. But there was, so some of this stuff is like out of our control, right? But we just have to be hopeful,
right?
That it'll be handled in a way that we could all bounce back from this.
For sure.
So, we have a term in the Navy when I was in the Navy. It's called brace for shock. What do you think that means, Jason?
Y'all about to crash or something? I don't know.
Yes, we either have a missile coming in, or someone is about to crash into us, or we're about to crash into something else.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, the situation now. It's like, okay, you just need to brace for it, right? Like, so we would hang on to something. We'll get like next to something sturdy, and like, so we would do a lot of drills, right? Because I never actually crashed into anything. Yeah. But we would do a lot of emergency drills to get us ready. That's what the military does really well, is train you on how to deal with emergency situations, clearly, because we're going to war.
Right.
So, but like
a high pressure situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what do we do in this event? And so we would do so many trainings on what do we do if there's a missile coming into our ship or we're about to crash something. Brace for shock, right? So, in the same way, we just need to like accept that this is not going to be easy, that yes, it's probably a recession coming and it's out of your control, but you can at least brace for shock. You can at least try your best to prepare yourself for this mentally and financially, emotionally. And, just prepare yourself for the blow. Right. Okay. So, just also anticipate the negatives, right? And start thinking thinking these things through with your family. I think when people hear me say I'm a stay-at-home mom, they just, we just got a lot of money over here, but we make a lot of financial sacrifices,
for sure,
right? Like one being is our cars.
Yeah,
like
we drive old cars. And my daughter, I think I said this before, but my daughter was like, "Ooh, I like riding this car because it's an antique." Like, hold up, little mama. My car ain't no antique. Now I do have to roll the windows down manually and unlock the doors manually. But hey,
we have a car, y'all, that is manual roll down window,
for sure,
right? But
and I drive that sucker to work, and I'm just as fine with that car. I done had this big Lexuses and all this other stuff out here. Shoot, my car do the same thing your car do. Get me to point A to point B.
Our other car doesn't. We do have one car that is automatic windows, though.
Yeah,
I do now.
But
having
it
the
ain't
kid,
fancy though.
Yeah, but I don't know. Whenever this recession is over, like
you ready to upgrade?
I am, because when you have kids and you don't have an automatic window, for some reason it's just like that's really difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, oh, she's hot and I can't
Cut
roll
the
down
air.
her window. I can cut on the air, but I don't know. It's just inconvenient, I guess.
Did
right?
you grow up like that?
No.
You didn't grow up with to roll down the windows?
I guess I did. I guess I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my mama had a Dodge Chrysler 94. A Dodge Spirit, what it was called. But yeah, it's all love.
Yeah. So, also, like you said, anticipate some positives that's going to come out of this situation. I was talking to a friend, and like you said earlier in this episode, you said or think we're as a country going to find out some things that we didn't think were possible. Like we got to go to work every single day.
Nope.
Maybe we don't. Maybe we can work from home 4 days out of the week,
right,
or 3 days out of the week, or whatever.
Help out the environment by lowering the pollution. Right. And these office buildings that once had people working there, those people can work at home, and now we can turn those office buildings into some sort of shelter for the homeless.
Something. So there's going to be some positive that's come out of this, and I just think that, as always, we will come out of this stronger, and better if we just put our mind to it and do it, So just like the country may come out stronger, hopefully, your relationship can come out stronger too.
For sure.
It's important to remember that you are a team, and this is the stuff that relationships are made of, right? These are the moments. These are can you stand the rain moments.
Can you stand the rain?
Yes, that's such a true song, right? Sunny days will come.
Sunny days.
Yeah, but what are you going to do when the rain comes, right?
Right.
So, this is life, right? And these are some of the...
You know what, babe? I'm sorry. I just have to say this.
Okay.
I hate the fact that I know these songs, but I don't even know what they talking about until you really listen to it.
Jason.
Yeah, it sucks. I know. Go ahead. Moving right along.
Jason, you never really listened to the lyrics of that song?
I know the lyrics. I just don't be paying attention.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my God.
Now.
So it just hit you. Oh, my God.
I don't know what it is. Like I'm not paying attention to it or something. It's like I'm singing the song, but I'm not paying attention to it. It's like I like the tune, I guess. I just like the tune.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm happy it hit you, and now you understand the power of that song.
Yeah.
Jeez, I mean, that's the whole reason why I like the song, though. Like I
like the tune.
But I like the tune. Whoa, 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 all that. I like that.
Hit it to me one more time.
No, I can't do it. I like that, but the words, the meaning behind what they're saying is
weird.
The most important part of the song.
Yeah, it's weird, babe. I know. I'm growing.
I'm happy for you.
Look, I can admit my faults. I'm big enough to admit my faults.
Yeah, I can too.
So people that's judging me right now, I'm big enough to admit my faults.
Okay. Well, I'm happy you got it now. That's all that matters. So, yes, this is one of those rainy moments, right? And like communication is the key, as always. Lean into each other, be a team, support each other, figure this thing out, hold each other hands. I I came from my family didn't have a lot of means growing up, and it's still a blessing too, because it's like, oh, we just really learn how to like be there for one another
Right.
and support each other, and
Mm-hmm.
like, hold each other hands through it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's some powerful stuff. And then also, hey, this crisis may show you some problems, you know what I mean? And you
Right.
may choose to exit a relationship
Oh yeah.
because the person ain't, hey, this is like really bringing our problems to the forefront.
Right.
Like I said, there is a such thing as healthy stress,
Right.
right?
Right.
That will, help you see some things,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe you need to make some changes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you may actually realize that. But just to sum it all up, hey, it's hard. It's going to be hard. We don't know how long it's going to last, but we can do hard things,
Oh yeah.
and we can be stronger as a result.
For
So
sure.
I just want everybody to be encouraged. This will pass. Don't know when, but it will.
Right.
And you just want to take it as an opportunity. Take this as an opportunity to grow, to strengthen your relationship, and to, do better, be better, and connect
For sure.
with your family, your love, your children,
All that good stuff.
all of that, all of the above.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that's it.
Cool, man. Look, this is another day in the life of this world. This world is ever so changing. You just never know. Don't get so used to a routine or something as if like it's always going to be that way. Stay prepared. When you get out of this, this is kind of like a gift for the ones that can is going to survive through this, because you're gonna be stronger. You're gonna be more prepared. So when the next crisis happens, you're gonna be ready.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, and you can get ready right now, even if you feel like you're behind a power curve. If you feel like everything is hopeless. No, it's not. Just reach out. That's what the community is all about. People will help. And stay prayed up and just take it one step at a time.
Yeah, can't forget about that. And definitely, like I said, people of faith, prayer changes things. That's what they say.
Another quick tip: if you're going out getting some gas, beware of that gas pump handle. Make sure you got some gloves in your car, gloves on you every time you stepped outside the house.
Yeah.
Stop
If you
that
don't have
spread.
gloves, they also say just use a napkin. Maybe you take some paper towels with you. Grab the pump with the paper
Ashley
towel
don't know what she's talking about
and throw it
because
away.
She hasn't pumped gas in some years, so.
I have not pumped gas this year.
And you pumped gas what once, twice last year?
When I was pregnant, I pumped gas quite a bit because I was driving to work. So I did pump gas. So he's only 15 months old.
Hold up, homie. That's what you basically saying.
Yes. But no, I'll give Jason his credit. His love language is words of affirmation, you guys. If you hadn't noticed, yes, my honey takes care of pumping my gas. I do not have to touch a pump handle at this moment.
Yeah.
But I take care of a lot of other things. So, yeah.
Well, hey, that's what's up, bud?
I was just gonna say we hope that we encourage you guys and keep your head up, like Tupac said, and just just have fun, be happy,
Right?
And see the silver lining and just have joy.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. Hey, man, we appreciate everybody. We appreciate our Patreons. Man, go to loveologypodcast.com if you want to sow a seed in what we're doing, spreading love, right? You could do that by finding that button, Patreon, and you can pick a tier and join us. So we definitely appreciate it. And let's continue the discussion. Let's talk about it. But we want to hear from you. You heard from us. Let's talk about it together on Facebook. We do that every Wednesday. And on Pacific time, it will be 6 p.m. Central time will be 8 p.m. And on Eastern time zone, it'll be 9 p.m. So for our other people that are in other countries, try to sync up on that and try to figure out when is the best time for you. And like I said, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all, man. Keep your head up and let's move on to this shell 2 pass. How they say it? This 2 shell pass,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
So let's just come together and check on each other and love on each other and man, have fun and enjoy yourself, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Right. So catch y'all next time. When there's love, there's peace. And when there's peace, there's progression. Shout out. Holla at y'all. Peace out.
You've been listening to the Loveology podcast. Did you have fun with us today? Tell a friend about our show. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to keep the conversation going. Be sure to subscribe so you'll never miss an episode. Visit us at loveologypodcast.com. Thanks for listening. Until next time, Loveologists.